Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for Tuesday, February 20th, 2018. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. We have an uptrending market right now for the most part. You can just see right here, this market has been trending up overall. We're now back above the midpoint, that 2307.75 level. We're back above that midpoint right there. That's very important. And we tried to hold above that prior pivot high up there, pulled back a little bit, and now we're below the previous session's low. Now there's one thing here, being back above this 2703 in an uptrend below that low reminds me something of this day here. Basically, whenever you get below a previous low in an uptrending market, that is an opportunity for bulls to trap below this low here and look to squeeze yet again. So in the intraday time frame here, basically 2720 is going to be the key level to watch. Back above that level could squeeze this thing back up to 2740, perhaps even higher. So look for that early in the day. All right, let's take a look here at the NQ. NQ looks very similar right now. You can see basically below the previous session's low, still in a strong uptrend here, well beyond the 66.53 midpoint. That's very important right here. And for the most part, what you're looking for here is how is price going to respond below that previous low right there. That's going to be very important. Can price push back above that low? If so, again, we could be looking at a squeeze back up. That could start to target that 69.65 FOMC key level. Remember, whenever you form that key level and you go off or away from it, whenever you stop going in that direction, you usually come all the way back to it. So we still could have some more upside ahead. 69.65 is that FOMC key level. Again, keep an eye on that previous session's low. That could be the key indication that we're likely squeezing back up. Failure to get back above that low could rotate this thing back towards 66.53 for a retest. All right, let's take a look right now at gold futures. Here's gold. Now this one had a fantastic squeeze here. Whenever that failed new high failed to take place, basically the squeeze in the opposite direction occurred right back to recent highs. And again, this is something we talked about before. Between that 1309 level and basically this 1364, 1364.40, that zone, that's the new price distribution right there. That's the area that the market's watching. And for the most part, you're fading the edges of this range. You're looking to get short up here, bring it back down. You're looking to get long here, bring it back up. That's the idea. And so right now you're already seeing the flow back down. Basically any failed new highs or any pullbacks could be a selling opportunity back toward recent lows. And again, we're looking for a likely retest of this low here, which is 1309 even. And again, if price can't hold this 1338, 1340 zone, that would start to move this thing a little lower. Overall, we have been trending up, so you got to keep that in mind. Trending up, any push through 1365 starts to test that 1375 CLVN. All right, let's take a look now at crude oil. Here's crude. For the most part, crude here has been trending strongly higher. Big time up. We failed to hold that 63, and that let out the stops all the way back to 58. So that's what we talked about before. Somewhere between 58.75 and 58 could be the test. Price failed to go below it on a retest here, and then instead squeezed. And we were looking for the squeeze to take us back to the 63s. And so far today, pre-market, we've gotten as high as 62.65. And that's important right now because we've now come back into the CLVN from below. You're seeing some rejection already start to take place right now. And again, this could be a process. You know, rejection doesn't have to happen in one day. Those spectacular days it can happen, but it can be a process where it tests up here for 1 or 2 or even 3 days before you start to perhaps see a retest back toward lows. Remember, the idea previously was we had this price distribution here, price traded, breakout, and then it formed a new price distribution here, traded, then it broke down, and then it held this top end of this prior distribution. So that usually leads to further trading behavior within those two boundaries. So 58 to 63 could be the new boundaries here, and given how the early rejections occurring here, we could be looking at a reaction to 63s leading to a retest of 59s ahead. But that's going to continue to be the level to watch, though. We can continue to test this zone a little bit before we see a true-on bounce back down. All right, let's take a look lastly at Bitcoin here. We have XBT, and Bitcoin's having quite a day. Today it's having its biggest day in a while. It's actually having the biggest day in the market at the present time. Big bounce up. If you take a look right here, basically we've been trending up ever since this rejection day, right on the money. We got back to 10K. That was the high odds target was 99.20 to 10K. But I mentioned it's above 10K is going to be very difficult. If you can get above 10K, you got 12K. That's the next level with the CLVN here. That's a significant level. Today, we've gotten into the 11,580s. We continue to drive higher. It's been a very bullish market. This has shown no signs of rejection. It didn't even show signs of rejection here. It just continued to push higher. So I'm not ready to say that this thing's headed lower. I know I talked about before 2100s is the next target down if this thing were to see rejection up here, and we still may. But if we don't see rejection, then this thing can head right back up, and 15,900 could be the next level up if price can establish acceptance above that 12K level. So that's CLVN, these highs right here, back above that pivot low. If price can establish back above that zone, then there could be quite a bit more upside back up the range yet again. So again, this is going to be an area to watch for signs of rejection, but right now the flow is clearly to the upside in Bitcoin here to start the week. All right, that's it for now. Let's see how this thing plays out heading into the new week of trading. Good luck and trade well.